I was gonna make a video exploring the evolution of tools used to create art throughout generations, but when I was on Twitter this morning, I saw a fight between degenerate tweeters break out, and so I had to dive right in. Today, we will be discussing a drunk's point of view of what is and isn't art. For those of you who don't know, AI art generation has taken the internet by storm. With things as simple as generated nature photographs of polar bears to penguins tripping on acid inside a Sears, AI seems to be able to do it all. It can perform so well because just like many other AIs, these art AIs are trained on existing artworks and photographs and even your preschool hand turkey that your mom uploaded on Facebook to share with all her friends. While many have seen this training of art-related AI as harmless, artists have started to speak up and in many cases shout against what they deem as thievery. That's right, thievery. The specific tweet I saw this morning came from a user known as Deborah. Deborah posted what she felt was art that she made using the widely popular AI Midjourney. Ooh, it's Elon Musk on Mars. Anyway, while reflecting on what she believed to be some of her best work, a few users decided to criticize her for calling these breathtaking images art because she didn't have to work in a Starbucks for 3 years and tirelessly sit in a studio apartment every night staring at a blank canvas. That's right, this Twitter user is just another scummy thief, just like Bill Gates, who stole their success from someone else. But in all seriousness, let's explore both sides of this very low brain cell disagreement and get to the bottom of this. Artists do have reason to be upset. Creativity is something that a lot of people have, but not a lot of people know how to express. One of my favorite artists is Jackson Pollock, who happened to be an alcoholic, but who also happened to create what I think are some of the best works of the time. The best thing about art is that there is no true definition, unlike things like a potato, light, steel, people, women. Art is kind of different. What you may think looks incredible, like this piece from the Whitney Museum in New York, I look confused and curious as to why bags of plastic filled with air are worth more than my entire life. Hey, but that's art. I will say that I know for a fact that my artistic skill is low and by no means close to the highly skilled finger painting of Iris Scott. I will also acknowledge that these people spend countless hours developing their craft, just like tradesmen or even Kobe. With this in mind, I do want to make a point that the tools used to create art have consistently evolved and have led to style changes throughout history. If you don't believe me, just look at this Dutch-style painting from the 17th century with a ridiculously long lemon peel. This was because at the time, it was very difficult to paint this yellow controllably, so this was really just a flex. Today, if you paint like this, people will just think you're weird or confused about how big fruits are. Whether artists today want to acknowledge or simply ignore it like I do my rent payments, making art has become significantly easier in many aspects of the field compared to how it was merely 100 years ago. If you don't believe me, let's look at how some tools have evolved. Paintbrushes have been around for over 2.5 million years. Original paintbrushes were thought to have been created out of animal bones and feathers, and today, many artists now have switched over to synthetic brush tips for easier painting and control. Likewise, most paints have evolved from natural pigments found in nature directly and very readily available to a lot of powdered metallic pigments such as titanium dioxide, carbon black, and metallic salts for easier usability. But an even clearer example comes from the implementation of digital technology into art. Ignoring things like photography, photoshopping, and memes, modern-day tech has allowed for easier expression in today's society. One of the most perfect examples to look at is the evolution of animation. The earliest animations were all hand-drawn, relatively less detailed, and required the animator to process each individual frame by hand to stream them together. For many animations in today's entertainment, digital technology allows for easier mobility of elements, the ability to reuse elements, and even does the processing of each frame to streamline them together into a flawless progression. Fuck, even this video, which is made by a drunk who is by no means an animator, is streamlined together with the click of a button. So art has benefited from these changes. Now the confusion as to whether AI-generated images are art or not seems irrelevant. The images created are more artistic than anything I got to hang up on the fridge, and whether or not we can really consider these stolen comes down to the similarity between them and other existing works. What's important to keep in mind is just as one may go to the National Gallery to observe the Da Vinci stored there to better their skills, improve their style, or to even rub paint all over the glass case for no reason, learning from others' works is important. The progression of art throughout history was not just manifested in every artist. Some were inspired by nature, some by the works of others, and some were just accidents. If the art AIs are truly functioning as they should be, all generated images are unique and just evoke style or technique from existing works. To say the AI is stealing from famous things like the dot or from your sketch of a McDonald's cheeseburger seems like a stretch. While these images may contain techniques that you or someone else may use, they're not necessarily stolen and by no means copied. What's actually really interesting is that a lot of the art backlash has come mainly from, well, let's just say emerging artists, and that there really isn't too much from the head figures in the art world. Hey, but I get it. Just like when car manufacturers started employing robots who functioned safer, overall improved their quality and efficiency of the process as a whole, all those workers shouted against them too, but now they enjoy it because their job is easier and they get to keep all their fingers. This disagreement should pass too. I was just really surprised to see that a tool that allows for absolutely fantastic images to be created was being bashed like it had just looted every Dunkin' Donuts within a 50-mile radius. That's been my take on this, and that's about all I can handle regarding this topic because I'm too busy receiving inspiration on YouTube from other content creators. Have a great one, and maybe I'll see you again.